Hi guys, it's Matt here from the Forex Coach. It's been a while since we've done a video update, but it's now the 1st of September, so I thought it would be a good time to give a video update and let everyone know how we're getting on with the trading signal, how the accountant's getting on, and how we've been sort of trading through these summer markets. So yeah, I've not done too many video updates, and I've kind of taken a back seat from the Facebook page a little bit, purely because it was just taking up too much of my time. So I'm going to start off just by looking at this screen here, and the reason being is I've got a strategically placed box here, just covering some sensitive information, i.e. account number and stuff like that. So this is actually the swing trading account. So what we've now got, which will become clear later on in the video, is we've now got the signal split up into 4 different strategies currently. This particular one is the swing trades. Now I set up this account just initially with sort of £2,500 balance. Now it's actually the best performing account for the month, which you'll see shortly. So while I've got this box up and I can show you this, I thought it would be good for me to just show you how this account has grown, because it's something like 90% up, which is quite significant really. So yeah, we started off with 2,700. You can see we've had not a huge amount of trades, but we've been taking part closes on a lot of these trades that we've had, these swing trades. So all these sort of small bits and pieces, you can see these are sort of rollover fees and stuff like that, which you're always going to get when you're trading swing trades and holding trades. But we've had some good returns. So we've gone up to £3,000 sort of mid-month, or no, that's still early August, and we've just had a real nice steady growth on the swing account. Now the markets have been terrible for day trading. I've been saying that to the guys. We're now seeing some better volatility come in the last couple of weeks, but they've been really good for swing trading. That's why I always say it's good to do both, because you're not then going to be missing out on potential profits. And also what you find is when you swing trade and you day trade at the same time, you effectively hedge yourself. So you might be long on a swing trade, euro dollar for instance, and then on a day trade you might be short. Now if you're up quite a bit on that swing trade in the long position and it's looking for a pullback on the shorter term, you're actually making the most and effectively hedging your position. So it's a really good practice, and I do recommend that people do both. However, if you haven't got much time in your hands and you just want to swing trade, I would say that that's the best option. If you haven't got much time to manage day trading and the day trading alerts, then I would say that swing trading. But you can see nice steady growth. So we've got up to sort of mid-month from almost £1,000 up, and it's just continued. We've just had real steady growth on this account. We've had some really nice trades. We've had losers in there, which you can see. We always have losers. So we've had plenty of losers, but we've just had nice steady growth on this account, and we're up just over £4,000. So overall on that account was £1,200 growth, or £1,200 gain. However, the only thing you've got to bear in mind, although it's a 90% increase on that particular account, this is traded as part of the overall capital. So split across the 4 accounts, the capital was about 30k or 27k to start off with. We'll go through it shortly. So effectively, if that was a £2,000 account or £2,500 account, you wouldn't be risking this so much, and you wouldn't have therefore been able to get these gains. So it's important to bear that in mind. Risk control is very important. Overall, as part of the actual overall account, say we had £27,000 to start with, the £1,270 as a percentage is about 4.7% up. So really, the swing account is about 5% up. So my account statements, you get this block at the end, and this block at the end is then what I use to input into the spreadsheet, which I'm going to show you next. So I'm going to close this one down, and if we now go to the spreadsheet, you can see here, if I just get this up, it's this one here. So this is where we started. So we started the signal and the signal service. Now if anyone's not been following and they're wondering what the hell I'm going on about, well basically The challenge was to take an initial starting balance of around 20,000, ended up being £18,000. And the challenge is by April 2020 to have an account which is, well, according to these figures, if we track this, we're going to have an account which is over £300,000. But the actual challenge was to get it to around £200,000 in 2 years. So we're looking at May 2017 to sort of around September 2019 to then hit the £200,000 mark. Now there are much bigger things that we're going to have to take into account here, because achieving a 5% growth is a realistic target when you've got a smaller account. However, when you start getting bigger accounts, it's very difficult to carry on getting these returns, because you have psychological barriers when it comes to sums of money and trading and lot sizes and losses and stuff like that. The only positive thing is building it up slowly like this can allow you to accustom yourself to the growing risk, and that's what we have here. So when we started this challenge, the risk was £215. The risk now for 1% trade is just over £300. Now prior to this, I've been trading around £500 risk per trade, which is going to be account size of sort of 50,000 and above. Now I've just recently invested in another property. If anyone again has not been following the page and stuff like that, I've put it on here. This is one of the things I do. I do HMO properties and other actual buy-to-let investments, but I do specialise in HMOs. It's something that I've been doing for over 10 years now, and this is my website. It's got some of my properties on it, but I've just recently invested in a property, and that's often what I do. So I build up trade accounts, I take the money out, invest in a property, and then I start a trade account again. So when we go back to this, the risk parameters that I've been used to are around about here, 500, sort of gone up to 600 and stuff before. So sort of early part of next year, I'm then going to be getting to my psychological barrier and having to overcome that myself. Now, as I say, I've just invested in another property now. This actually means that I've closed down a couple of my external trading accounts. So this Signal account, my Swing Signal, my doing this challenge, is now my main trading account. Okay. So this is my main trading account, which is good. It means I'm going to give it a bit more attention and be able to manage it a bit better. So where are we at? Well, we have the May month. I've done the video update in May. We've had an exceptional month with an 18% return for the month. We then had a really poor month in June, and we had nearly a 7% loss. We then had a July. I didn't do a video update in July. It was a pretty flat month. But what we've done over this period is there's been continuous development of the signal and the strategies. Now, the way I used to trade is completely different to these signals. The way I've been trading for the last 10 years is impossible to run a signal service trading like that. And the reason being is it's very time consuming, it's very intense, it's quite high frequency. It means you're doing constant trades in and out the market, quite a bit of scalping and stuff like that, which means that it was impossible to operate that as a signal system. But what I've tried to develop is a signal system where I can get the returns that I was able to achieve, but in a fashion that's going to allow me to message out, which I do, trades that people can follow and take profits and stuff like that people can follow. Now it varies. We could have on a typical day, we could have anything from 5 to 50 messages going out, but a message may just be close part profit, close half a trade, etc, etc. So it's been a new experience for me, as I've said to everyone, and it's been developing. Now I'm at a stage where I'm really positive and really happy with the strategies and the signals, and we'll go through them again shortly in a minute. And the way we're trading now, what we've done is we've gone through periods of, at the beginning the strategy was based around high win rate. So they're your two sort of main factors to be a profitable strategy, is your win rate versus your reward to risk, or your risk to reward ratio. Now we had a 1-to-1, if not even less, slightly less than 1-to-1 by the time we took par profits, but a very high win rate. Now it's frustrating when you have a position that goes straight into profit, because you think, well, I could have had a 10 pip or 15 pip stop on that, and I've got a 50 pip stop, and I could have had a 10 pip and, you know, made quadruple the money. So, you know, and there was a lot of people in the members saying, oh, can't we have, you know, tight starts, etc., etc. So we tried it, and there was some of the changes that I was going through during June and July, and I was trying different things and different entry criteria and stuff like that, and it just wasn't working, to be honest. I need to go back to basics and back to where we were, plus make a couple of other changes to sort of clean it up a little bit. So we've now come into July, and we've had a really good month. Now at the beginning of August, I gave a couple of weeks breather. So basically I said to people, look, we've just gone down through a drawdown period. I think it's happened mid-July. I said, look guys, I'm going to give everyone free membership for a month. I need a bit of breathing space. I'm still going to message out and keep you up to date with pretty much all of the trades I'm doing and taking. If you want to follow, you can. It's entirely up to you, but I need to get these strategies finalised and that to a point where I'm happy with them before I am happy for everyone to be following again. So I gave everyone this leeway, kept them up to date and posted what I'm doing. You know, I'm being completely honest with what I'm doing. There is no strategy in the world, there is no trader in the world that goes through each month green, 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 green. The holy grail of trading strategies. I mean, there's scalpers and stuff like that can go a year and have, you know, all green months and things like that. But they're also holding massive drawdowns in their account, and I'll show you an example of that shortly, because we had a couple of scalping strategies which I was sort of sending out and trialing and stuff. So I'm always going to change, I'm always going to develop it, and at the end of the day you've just got to take it as part of trading. Now if you drew a graph of our equity, if we go to paint, at the end of the 4 years or 3 years, however long it's been, if I draw this, how we're going to look, you know, we're never going to go, everyone wants this. Everyone wants this equity curve, and we're never going to achieve that. We might do this. You know, it could be anything. But we do want to achieve, you know, if you took a mean, we want to achieve this sort of 45 degree, if you took a mean line, we want to achieve this 45 degree line. But you're always going to have good months, bad months, good strategies, bad strategies, trades that are working, things that aren't working, good markets, bad markets. There's too many variables in trading that are going to let you have this. There might be algorithms out there and stuff like that, which again is something I'll talk about in another video. But the way we're trading, the way we're operating, we're going to have this. So, you know, this could be month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5. Now, someone could join here, you know, month 4.5, and be like, "Wow, look at this signal! It's great." You know, look at the growth they've had there now. I know. Let's say we're 25% up at this point. Apologies for the writing. We're 25% up at this point. Someone joins here. And then what's happening? They just so happens that they're joining in a drawdown period where we've got some losses. Now, what I'm finding is people, I'm doing the signal and I'm doing it for free. You know, I was doing it a week free trial, stuff like that. It doesn't bother me. I'm not in it for the money. But people were coming in, and maybe you might have had a week where I've had profitable weeks where people have gone, oh no, it's not for me, and left. And I thought to myself, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? Because what you're looking for, if you're not happy with a 1% gain in a week, then you shouldn't be trading. And again, I've had people that have joined for a week and gone, oh no, it's not good enough. You know, you've just lost. If people join something and they expect there to be no losses, then they shouldn't be trading, because one way or another they will blow their account up at the end of the day. So if you join, just bear in mind that you could be joining at any point. You could have a drawdown period, and then, you know, you just need to ride them out and expect that the mean the mean is going to go up and the mean is going to improve. So it's just manage people's expectations. There might be traders out there that can do it, and there might be people that can do it, and algorithms that can do it, trading bots that can do this, have this sort of gradual equity curve, but it's not all very realistic. It's very rare. So as you can see there, we've had up months, we've had down months, so the consistency isn't quite there yet, and I would like to see some better consistency. However, the other point I'd like to point out is that the summer months are always very poor for day trading. What we've seen are these great big drawn out long trends, but very little in the way of movement in that. So let's just look at a market here. Just pull over the screen. And I've talked about it a couple of times. So we've got the dollar CAD here. Now look at the move here that we've had. And this is just the 8-hour chart. But you know, from top to bottom, this particular market moved, you know, 1,300 pips with, you know, look at that trend, beautiful. If you was a swing trader and in on that, happy days. It's obviously very rare that you're going to get a trend that good, but how many times, I mean, we got caught out because we had loads of setups. Now a lot of our setups might, you know, came here long, we're looking for a long, a bounce up to here. Now we're not expecting the trend to be reversing, but we're expecting statistically that certain moving averages and certain other things are going to get hit. So, you know, we had lots of setups in here and they just weren't happening, but you was getting these continuation moves of these trends, and you were getting big moves, but they were coming sort of almost out of nowhere. So it's been a difficult couple of months. Whereas now, what have we got? Well, we've got a bit more range bound action. At the end of the day, for day trading, market sideways range bound is always the best sort of setup for you, which you're never going to always get that, but these long drawn out trends that we've seen, these big moves, although they've been great for some people, they're not so great for sort of day trading, but that's probably why the swing trading's done so well. So where are we at? As I said to you before, I showed you the account statement just for one of the accounts. What I then do is, if you have a look at this, I then break it down to all these pluses of each account. So the starting balance of the swing trading, which we looked at, was 2754. That one would have been the alert strategy, etc, etc. So I've added them all up, so we've got the formulas in there to calculate then the overall profit. Now I'm not quite following this 100%, so at this point I should have only put in £1,000 for this month. I've actually put in a little bit more, but the percentage is coming good, so we've closed 11% up for the month. The guys following the signal wouldn't have finished up 11%. I don't know how many of them followed exactly anyway, but they should all be up. But they missed the first couple of weeks, I would have thought, at least, which were a couple of really good weeks. The closing balance of the account's now up to just nearly 33,000. So our risk is going to be that. The profit so far since May is 4,600, which means that the account is 17% up since May. Our target, so our profit target at this point is 5,200. We're actually a bit behind, but you know, you've got to just accept it and not worry about it. Now, one of the difficult things for me when I started this was doing a signal is quite tough, because not only is the pressure on your shoulders that you're putting out these trades, but also people are constantly wanting to know how you're performing and stuff like that, and it's not good in trading. I don't even have my wife ask me how I've traded in a day, because if you've had a bad day, you don't want people asking you how you've got on, because you want to stay emotionless to trading and the money. The more people that ask you how you've gotten and how you've traded, bearing in mind that you're doing something where you're going to be up and you're going to be down on other days, it means that it's going to emphasise the fact that you'll be having highs and lows with regards to your trading, which isn't good. So try and stay emotionless to the trading. It's obviously something that I've had to learn doing the signal service. But it is now to a point where I'm actually quite comfortable doing it and quite happy and sort of emotionless to it and stuff. So it's been something that I've had to learn. it was almost like starting trading again, because all of a sudden you had all this pressure on your shoulders. So that's the spreadsheet, that's where we're at. You can see what we're looking for next month. So we're looking for another 5% return. We want 1,800 quid profit next month. And, you know, bearing in mind we've just done 3 grand for August, then, you know, hopefully that will be more than achievable and put us in the green over here. So if we go to the MyFXBook, I don't know how many people use MyFXBook, and I may go back to FX Blue. I've just got an issue at the moment because a couple of my accounts are linked accounts, and FX Blue for some reason doesn't allow linked accounts. So when you've got 2 account numbers under one login, FX Blue doesn't allow it. And stupidly, when I opened up these new strategies, I linked the login details, and it meant that I couldn't then log in on FX Blue anymore, which is frustrating because the analytics that FX Blue give you are superb. But just to get a general feel of where we're at, so the Forex Coach, you can see here the strategies. You can see we started originally with just the signal strategy, and we had that good month, and then we kind of flatlined. We had a drawdown period, and then we've steadily been having a nice gain. So nice gain on the signal over the last couple of months. Now the way I've set up the alert is that a lot of the time the alert will hedge, well, one will hedge the other on some occasions. So on a particular day you might find that we're up 400 quid on the signal but down 300 quid, for example, on the alert. It's just how it's set up, and it's good because it's meant that we've had a lot more consistent returns. But you know, this hasn't been great, the alert strategy, but as I say, it's been taking some of the losses from the signal, so the signal's had a good month. The swing trading, as you can see here, the equity curve for the swing, or it keeps jumping to swing or sniper, but the one that finishes up here really strong is the swing trading. And again, for someone who's not got much time, you could just do swing trading and follow our signals on that. So it's showing like a 95% return, but obviously real return is probably about 5% based on the overall capital for all the combined strategies. The sniper, so we had I've tried a few different setups in the sniper. One of them is called Rapid Fire, and it was doing amazing. It's had a bit of a drawdown, as you can see here, and the account's still well up, but it's had quite a major drawdown the last couple of weeks now. As far as these rapid fire setups, I've only actually sent out 2 or 3. And I think people are still in 1 or 2 of them, but no one's actually seen a loss or a drawdown on their ones in the signal. But I'm going to take a back seat with it, to be honest. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the sniper. I've got a couple of setups that I'm trialing on the smaller time frames, and pattern-based setups and stuff. We've had sort of mixed success with those. But the sniper rapid fire was the main one that was giving us all these returns, but it poses the risk of bigger drawdowns. It's the nature of it. It's more of a scalping strategy, and it's not easy to set up. Really, to set it up, you need to be able to trade off your charts. It takes about 15 minutes to set up a rapid fire setup off your mobile phone or something like that. So I'm going to see what happens with that and make a decision as to what I'm going to do with it. So overall, if we look at the accounts, actually I can go to strategies here. This is a better way to look at them. So overall we can see here that we've got sniper up, it's up 41%, signals up 16%, alerts minus 7%, swings 95%. You can't really silly how it adds these all together, really, to be honest, because you've got to really base your overall gain on the capital across all of the account. However, what is good from here, because you haven't seen all my statements, but obviously MyFXBook is verified, so they're verifying that they're real accounts. They've been updated 1 minute ago, and you can see here that the total gain, or the total profit, is £4,492. Now, doesn't, for some reason, quite match. I need to look why. It's like 200 quid difference to this, what I've got off my trading statements. It may just be a lag factor. It may be taken into account open profit and loss, possibly. Actually, it probably is, because we're down about 200 quid on open P&L at the moment across all the accounts. So that may be why. But you can see here it matches pretty much. And verifies, obviously, that's what the account's at. So that's it for an update. I hope it's given you a clearer picture of how we're getting on. I know a few people are interested in joining but sort of taking a back seat. If you're not sure, just join for a month free. You don't even have to follow any of the signals. Just make sure you've got the Telegram app, because that's what we send all the signals out on. Go to the day and swing trading signal, and in fact, if you go to the Facebook page and scroll forward, you'll see a post where you can click on a link to get the free, the month free trial. I've taken it off the website for now. But if you want to join, if anyone wants to join, I'll give you a month free anyway. So if you're just joining for a month, which is at £20, it's reduced at the moment, then I will give you a month free anyway, so you'll get 2 months effectively, so you'll get your month's free trial as well. You need to be doing the same for a couple of months really before you can make a clear decision as to whether it works for you. You can't base your view on just a matter of a week or a couple of weeks. All the video updates that I have done along the way, if you click on this link here, Signal Video Updates, you'll see that I've got each video posted in there, so you can go through them sort of from the beginning and sort of follow what's been going on and what's been happening. As far as updates go, really what I'm doing on the Facebook page at the moment is just posting the daily P&L across all the accounts and sort of summarising it. I've done a couple of days last week, or a week before, I done 1 day's live trading. I've done a day where I posted all the trades that we were going in and out of real time, how I used to do it, and some screenshots, but I just haven't got the time to do it. So sporadically, if I've got a quiet day, then I will do it, but more often than not, I probably won't. I'll just do the daily update. I hope that helps. Have a great weekend. It was non-farm payroll today, so we've seen some more bigger moves. Look like they've been reversed slightly, but the markets are pretty difficult and dangerous at the moment, so be careful and manage your risk. Have a good weekend. Hope that helps. Bye for now.